Top 10 vegetables that are surprisingly bad for diabetics. Most diabetics try to eat healthy, but what if the very vegetables you trust are actually making things worse? Today, we're breaking down the top 10 vegetables that diabetics should stay away from. And make sure you stick around for number 3. It could be the one secretly throwing your blood sugar out of control. 1. Butternut squash. Most people assume butternut squash is a healthy choice. But if you have diabetes, it might not be as innocent as you think. Sure, it's packed with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, but here's the catch. It's also high in carbohydrates, which can send your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize it. Let's break it down. 1 cup of cooked butternut squash contains around 16 grams of carbs. That might not sound like much at first, but if you're eating multiple servings or pairing it with other high-carb foods, it can quickly add up, leading to blood sugar spikes and crashes. You know that sluggish, tired feeling you get after a big meal? That's your blood sugar taking a nosedive. According to the American Diabetes Association, ADA, managing carb intake is crucial for keeping blood sugar levels stable. When you consume too many high-carb vegetables, your body has to work harder to produce enough insulin. And over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, making diabetes even more difficult to control. Studies have shown that high-carb diets can contribute to long-term complications, like nerve damage and heart disease. But does this mean you have to give up butternut squash forever? Not necessarily. If you love it, portion control is key. Instead of loading your plate with a big serving, try sticking to a half-cup portion and balancing it with high-fiber, low-carb foods like leafy greens, healthy fats, and lean protein. Still worried about blood sugar spikes? Consider swapping butternut squash for zucchini, cauliflower, or spaghetti squash. These options give you the texture and versatility of butternut squash without the excessive carbs. Cauliflower, for example, only has about 5 grams of carbs per cup. That's 3 times lower than butternut squash. And here's something most people don't know. The way you cook your vegetables matters. Roasting butternut squash can actually increase its glycemic index, meaning it breaks down into sugar even faster. Instead, try steaming or pairing it with healthy fats like olive oil or nuts to slow down the absorption of sugars. So what's the takeaway here? Butternut squash isn't necessarily bad for diabetics, but it's one of those vegetables you have to be mindful of. If you're not tracking your portions and balancing your meals, it could be quietly making blood sugar control much harder. The good news? With the right swaps and strategies, you can still enjoy delicious meals without the blood sugar roller coaster. 2. Corn. If you have diabetes, you might think corn is a safe choice because it's natural and contains fiber. But here's the surprising truth. Corn could be one of the sneakiest culprits behind your blood sugar spikes. And the worst part? You might be eating more of it than you realize. Let's break it down. Just 1 cup of corn contains around 21 grams of carbohydrates, which can have a serious impact on blood sugar levels. That's more than a slice of white bread. The reason? Corn is naturally high in glucose, a type of sugar that your body absorbs quickly. This means that after eating corn, your blood sugar can spike rapidly, leaving you feeling sluggish, hungry, and craving even more carbs. And if that's not bad enough, processed corn products are even worse. High fructose corn syrup, found in sodas, candy, and processed foods, is a highly concentrated form of sugar that's been linked to insulin resistance, weight gain, and even an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. In fact, studies show that high fructose corn syrup bypasses normal digestion and heads straight to the liver, where it gets converted into fat. This can lead to fatty liver disease, obesity, and increased insulin resistance, 3 major concerns for diabetics. But before you swear off corn forever, let's talk about balance. If you love corn, you don't necessarily have to eliminate it completely. Instead, focus on portion control and pairing it with fiber and healthy fats to slow down glucose absorption. For example, if you eat a small serving of corn, try adding avocado, olive oil, or lean protein to help stabilize blood sugar levels. That said, if you're looking for a better alternative, consider swapping corn for non-starchy vegetables like spinach, zucchini, or broccoli. These options provide vitamins, minerals, and fiber without causing the sharp blood sugar spikes that come with corn. Broccoli, for example, contains only 6 grams of carbs per cup, almost 4 times less than corn. Plus, it's packed with antioxidants that can help fight inflammation, a common issue for diabetics. Another thing most people don't realize? How you prepare corn matters. Boiling or steaming it is a much better option than roasting or frying, which can raise its glycemic index and make it more likely to spike blood sugar. And always be wary of processed corn products. Corn chips, corn tortillas, and even some breakfast cereals can contain added sugars that make things even worse. So, what's the takeaway here? Corn isn't the worst thing in the world for diabetics, but it's one of those foods you have to be mindful of. If you're not keeping track of your intake, it could be quietly sabotaging your blood sugar control. But by making simple swaps and eating with intention, you can keep your glucose levels stable while still enjoying a balanced diet. 3. Celery. Celery might seem like the ultimate guilt-free snack. Low in calories, packed with water, and easy to add to any meal. But here's something most people don't realize. Celery is one of the most pesticide-contaminated vegetables you can eat. According to the Environmental Working Group (EWG), celery consistently ranks high on their dirty dozen list, meaning it's loaded with harmful pesticides. These chemicals are designed to kill pests, but what are they doing to your body? Studies suggest that pesticide exposure can contribute to chronic inflammation, disrupt hormone balance, and even increase the risk of insulin resistance. And for diabetics, that's a serious problem. Insulin resistance makes it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar, leading to unpredictable spikes and crashes. But that's not all. Pesticides have also been linked to weakened immune function, which is already a concern for many people with diabetes. Over time, repeated exposure to these toxins can make it even more difficult to manage your health. The worst part? Washing celery doesn't completely remove these chemicals. Because pesticides are often absorbed into the plant as it grows, simply rinsing it underwater won't get rid of everything hiding inside. So, what can you do? The best option is to choose organic celery whenever possible. Organic farming limits the use of synthetic pesticides, making it a much safer choice. But if organic isn't an option, consider switching to vegetables that are naturally less contaminated like spinach, kale, or bell peppers. Why are these better choices? Spinach and kale are rich in antioxidants and fiber, which help fight inflammation and support blood sugar stability. Bell peppers are packed with vitamin C, which has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity. Unlike celery, these vegetables tend to have lower pesticide levels, making them a healthier and safer alternative. If you still want to eat celery, you can reduce pesticide exposure by using a baking soda wash. Studies show that soaking vegetables in a mixture of 1 teaspoon of baking soda per 2 cups of water for at least 15 minutes can help remove surface pesticides more effectively than plain water. Peeling the outer layer can also reduce exposure, though it's not always practical with celery. So, should you stop eating celery altogether? Not necessarily. But if you're serious about keeping your body healthy and your blood sugar stable, it's worth being mindful of where your celery comes from and how you prepare it. 4. Green peas. Most people think green peas are a healthy, guilt-free vegetable. After all, they're packed with vitamins, minerals, and even plant-based protein. But here's what no one tells you. Green peas can be a hidden trigger for blood sugar spikes. Let's talk numbers. Just 1 cup of green peas contains around 21 grams of carbohydrates, almost as much as a slice of bread. Unlike leafy greens or other low-carb vegetables, peas have a higher glycemic index, meaning they raise blood sugar levels faster than you might expect. The reason? Peas are naturally starchy, and when your body breaks down these starches, they turn into glucose, which enters the bloodstream quickly. For diabetics, this can be a big problem. When blood sugar rises too fast, it can lead to energy crashes, cravings, and difficulty managing insulin levels. Over time, frequent spikes can contribute to insulin resistance, making diabetes even harder to control. And if you're eating peas in large portions or pairing them with other carb-heavy foods, the impact on blood sugar can be even worse. But wait, aren't peas good for you? Yes, they do contain fiber, protein, and essential nutrients, but the carb content outweighs the benefits if you're trying to keep your glucose levels stable. That's why many diabetes experts recommend limiting high-starch vegetables like peas and opting for lower-carb alternatives. So, what should you do if you love peas? The key is moderation. Instead of making peas a main part of your meal, try eating smaller portions and pairing them with fiber-rich foods like leafy greens or healthy fats like avocado. This slows down glucose absorption and helps prevent sudden spikes. But if you're looking for a smarter swap, try non-starchy vegetables like broccoli, spinach, or zucchini. These options provide all the vitamins and minerals of peas without the blood sugar spikes. For example, 1 cup of spinach has only 1 gram of carbs, 20 times less than peas. Plus, these veggies contain antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and support insulin sensitivity. Another tip: be mindful of canned or frozen peas. Some brands add sugar or preservatives, which can make things even worse. Always check labels and opt for fresh or minimally processed options. So should you stop eating peas completely? Not necessarily, but if you're serious about controlling diabetes and avoiding unnecessary blood sugar spikes, it might be time to rethink how often you include peas in your meals. 5. Vegetable oils. Most people believe vegetable oils are a healthier choice. After all, they're called vegetable oils, right? But what if I told you that some of the most common vegetable oils could secretly be making diabetes worse? Here's the truth. Not all vegetable oils are created equal. Many processed vegetable oils, especially those that have been partially hydrogenated, are loaded with trans fats, one of the worst types of fats you can consume. Trans fats cause inflammation, increase insulin resistance, and raise the risk of heart disease, which is already a major concern for people with diabetes. And it's not just trans fats. Even some highly processed oils that don't contain trans fats can still be a problem. Oils like soybean oil, palm oil, and even certain versions of canola oil are packed with omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 fats aren't bad on their own, too much of them, especially without enough omega-3s, can lead to chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and poor blood sugar control. The worst part? These unhealthy oils are everywhere. They're in fried foods, fast food, processed snacks, margarine, salad dressings, and even so-called healthy granola bars. Many people consume them daily without realizing the damage they're doing to their blood sugar and overall health. So what should you do instead? The best way to protect yourself is to switch to healthier, natural fats that support stable blood sugar and heart health. Some of the best choices include extra virgin olive oil, packed with monounsaturated fats that reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. Studies show it can even help lower fasting blood sugar levels. Avocado oil, rich in heart-healthy fats and antioxidants. This oil helps stabilize blood sugar and absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Grapeseed oil contains polyphenols and healthy fats that can support metabolic health. It's also great for high-heat cooking. Making this simple swap can have a huge impact on your diabetes management. Instead of relying on cheap, processed oils, focus on natural, unrefined options that actually help your body regulate insulin and fight inflammation. But here's the catch. Even healthy oils should be used in moderation. Too much fat, regardless of the type, can still lead to weight gain and insulin resistance over time. The key is balance. So next time you're cooking or grabbing a snack, check the ingredients. Are you unknowingly consuming oils that could be harming your health? If so, it might be time to clean out your pantry and start making smarter choices. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more tips for managing diabetes. And if you have any questions or thoughts, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. 6. Leeks. Most people think of leeks as a healthy, harmless vegetable. After all, they add a rich, savory flavor to soups, stews, and stir-fries. But what if I told you that leeks could secretly be making blood sugar control harder for diabetics? Here's why. Leeks contain more carbohydrates than you might expect. In fact, just 100 grams of leeks pack around 14 grams of carbs, which is surprisingly high for a vegetable. If you eat them in large amounts, They can contribute to blood sugar spikes, making it more difficult to maintain stable glucose levels. But the carbs aren't the only concern. Leeks are also high in fructans, a type of fiber that some people struggle to digest. While fiber is usually good for blood sugar control, fructans can cause bloating, gas, and digestive discomfort in certain individuals. And here's the problem. Poor digestion and inflammation can make diabetes management even harder. When your gut is irritated, it can lead to higher levels of stress hormones, which can disrupt insulin function and cause unexpected blood sugar fluctuations. Now, does this mean you should completely cut out leeks? Not necessarily. But if you're eating them regularly and struggling with digestive issues or blood sugar spikes, it might be time to consider an alternative. A smarter choice? Onions or shallots. Onions have a similar deep, savory flavor, but come with a better carbohydrate profile. Even better, onions contain quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and help lower blood sugar levels. Shallots offer a mild sweetness and richness like leeks, but with fewer carbs. They also contain beneficial compounds that support heart health and reduce inflammation, two important factors for diabetics. Swapping leeks for onions or shallots is a small but effective change that can help you keep your blood sugar stable without sacrificing flavor. But here's something even more important. Portion control matters. Even healthy vegetables can contribute to blood sugar spikes if eaten in excess. So if you love leeks, try eating them in moderation and balancing them with low-carb vegetables like spinach, kale, or bell peppers. 7. Yams. Most people think yams are a great natural food choice. After all, they're often promoted as a healthy, fiber-rich alternative to white potatoes. But here's the catch. If you have diabetes, yams can be more harmful than you think. Yams are loaded with starches and simple carbohydrates, making them a high glycemic food that can quickly spike blood sugar. Just 3/4 cup of yams has a glycemic load of 9.3, meaning it can cause a rapid increase in blood sugar levels, followed by a crash. This up and down cycle can lead to hunger, fatigue, and sugar cravings, making it harder to manage diabetes effectively. Now, yams do offer some nutritional benefits. They're packed with vitamin C, vitamin A, and antioxidants. But their high carbohydrate content makes them risky for diabetics, especially when eaten in large amounts or without pairing them with fiber or protein to slow down sugar absorption. The problem with high glycemic foods like yams is that they create a roller coaster effect on blood sugar. You feel a quick boost of energy at first, but then comes the inevitable crash, leaving you feeling tired, hungry, and craving more carbs. Over time, this pattern can lead to insulin resistance and weight gain, making diabetes management even more difficult. So, what's a better alternative? Gooseberries. Unlike yams, gooseberries are naturally low in carbohydrates and have a low glycemic index, meaning they won't cause dramatic blood sugar spikes. These small, tangy fruits are packed with fiber, vitamin C, and powerful antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. But that's not all. Studies suggest that gooseberries may support better blood sugar control by slowing down glucose absorption and improving pancreatic function. This means they not only prevent blood sugar spikes, but also help your body use insulin more effectively. And the best part? Gooseberries are incredibly versatile. You can eat them fresh, blend them into smoothies, or add them to salads for a refreshing, slightly tart flavor. Unlike yams, they won't send your blood sugar on a wild ride, making them a much safer and healthier choice for diabetics. 8. Parsnips. Most people think parsnips are a healthy swap for potatoes. After all, they look like a nutritious root vegetable, mildly sweet, full of fiber, and rich in vitamins. But if you have diabetes, parsnips can be more harmful than you think. Here's the issue. Parsnips are loaded with carbohydrates. Just one small cup contains 24 grams of carbs and 6 grams of sugar. That's more than some fruits. This high carb content turns into glucose quickly, leading to rapid insulin spikes and an inevitable energy crash. If you're trying to keep your blood sugar stable, eating parsnips might be doing the opposite without you even realizing it. Like other starchy vegetables, parsnips can make blood sugar control much harder, especially if eaten in large amounts or paired with other high-carb foods. While they do contain fiber and essential nutrients, the negative impact on glucose levels outweighs the benefits for people with diabetes. So, what's a better alternative? Spinach. Unlike parsnips, spinach is naturally low in carbohydrates and packed with fiber, antioxidants, and essential minerals. One of the biggest advantages of spinach is its high magnesium content, which plays a crucial role in regulating blood sugar levels and improving insulin sensitivity. Studies have shown that getting enough magnesium can reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes and help keep glucose levels stable. But that's not all. Spinach is incredibly versatile. You can eat it raw in salads, blend it into smoothies, or sauté it with garlic and olive oil for a simple yet delicious side dish. Unlike parsnips, spinach won't send your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride, making it a much safer and healthier choice for diabetics. Another bonus? Spinach is packed with antioxidants that help reduce inflammation, a key factor in preventing insulin resistance and protecting against complications of diabetes. Over time, switching from high-carb vegetables like parsnips to nutrient-dense greens like spinach can make a huge difference in how your body processes sugar, keeps energy levels steady, and supports overall health. 9. Broad beans, fava beans. Most people think broad beans, also known as fava beans, are a great source of plant-based protein. They're packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals. But if you have diabetes, broad beans might not be as healthy as you think. Here's why. Just 1 cup of broad beans contains around 12 grams of sugar, and that's natural sugar, which still affects blood glucose levels. For diabetics, even natural sugars can lead to rapid spikes, making blood sugar harder to control. What's worse, these spikes can trigger crashes later, leaving you feeling tired, hungry, and craving more carbs. But that's not the only issue. Broad beans are also relatively high in calories, with about 111 per cup. While that might not seem extreme, eating high-calorie foods frequently can contribute to weight gain, which is directly linked to insulin resistance. When excess fat, especially around the abdomen, builds up, it makes it harder for insulin to function properly. Over time, this can lead to worsening blood sugar levels and a higher risk of diabetes complications. So, what's a better alternative? Green beans. Unlike broad beans, green beans are much lower in carbohydrates and calories while still providing fiber, antioxidants, and essential vitamins like vitamin C. One of the biggest advantages of green beans is that they help regulate digestion and prevent blood sugar spikes. Their fiber content slows down the absorption of glucose, making them a much safer option for diabetics. Another major benefit? Green beans support heart health. Research has shown that high antioxidant vegetables like green beans can reduce inflammation and improve cardiovascular function, both crucial factors for people managing diabetes. But here's the best part. Green beans are incredibly versatile. You can steam them, roast them, or sauté them with garlic and olive oil for a delicious diabetes-friendly side dish. They offer a satisfying crunch without the glucose overload, making them an easy and smart swap for broad beans. 10. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are often considered a superfood, but what if I told you they might not be as healthy as you think, especially if you have diabetes? Sure, they're packed with vitamin A, potassium, and fiber, but here's the catch. They also have a high glycemic index and glycemic load, meaning they can cause a sudden blood sugar spike. And if you're trying to manage diabetes, that's the last thing you want. A single medium sweet potato contains around 26 grams of carbohydrates. That may not seem like much, but compared to other vegetables, it's a lot. What happens when you eat it? Your blood sugar can skyrocket, forcing your body to release more insulin to bring it back down. Over time, this can lead to insulin resistance, making diabetes even harder to control. The worst part? Many people eat sweet potatoes thinking they're making a healthier choice, without realizing they could be doing more harm than good. But don't worry, there's a better option: avocados. Unlike sweet potatoes, avocados are low in carbohydrates and high in healthy, monounsaturated fats, which actually help stabilize blood sugar instead of spiking it. Plus, they're loaded with fiber, keeping you full longer and improving insulin sensitivity over time. Let's talk about the benefits. First, avocados don't cause blood sugar spikes. They help prevent them. Second, their high fiber content slows digestion, which means glucose is released into the bloodstream more gradually, preventing sudden highs and crashes. And third, avocados contain healthy fats that support heart health, which is crucial because diabetics are at a higher risk for heart disease. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but sweet potatoes taste great. How do I replace them? The good news is, avocados are incredibly versatile. You can add them to salads, spread them on whole grain toast, or even mash them up as a creamy, low-carb substitute for mashed potatoes. And if you're craving that sweet, rich flavor of sweet potatoes, try roasting avocados with a sprinkle of cinnamon. It might surprise you. So here's the bottom line. If you're diabetic, sweet potatoes might not be the best choice. They can cause rapid blood sugar spikes, making diabetes harder to manage. But by swapping them out for avocados, you're giving your body the nutrients it needs without the glucose roller coaster. It's a simple change, but one that can make a big difference in your health. Managing diabetes doesn't mean cutting out vegetables altogether. It's about making smarter choices. Some veggies, even the ones that seem healthy, can cause unexpected blood sugar spikes. But by swapping them for low-carb, nutrient-dense alternatives, you can keep your blood sugar stable while still enjoying delicious and healthy meals. Remember, even small changes in your diet can have a big impact on your overall health. Always pay attention to how different foods affect your body. And of course, before making any major dietary adjustments, it's always best to consult with your doctor or a nutritionist to find what works best for you. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on more eye-opening health tips. And if you're looking for practical ways to turn these healthy choices into delicious meals, check out our cooking channel, where we share easy, diabetes-friendly recipes designed to keep your blood sugar in check without sacrificing flavor. If you want more tips on managing your diabetes through food, check out our other videos where we dive deeper into healthy eating, exercise tips, and more. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on new content that could make a real difference in your health. Thank you for watching our video today. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like and subscribe button to support us. We truly appreciate you support, and it will motivate us to continue make more information video to help you all. Thank you, and goodbye.